Welcome to the Fake News Hour, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nathan Hart, the new evening show host. I am here, and I'm sitting in a chair, and it's time for me to tell you some things about the news. So here we go, story number one. An Arizona lawmaker recently said that a good plan to find money for Trump's wall is to fund it via porn, just porn taxes. And honestly, I do not see any problems with this plan. The only problem I see with it is that when I bring this up at the family weddings, suddenly I'm ruining the wedding. But this congressman can just say it on national news, and there's no repercussions for him. I believe that is an unfair double standard. Also, in other news, there's a man who injected his own semen into his back to help with back pain. And while they did not include my name in the article, my back is feeling just fantastic. I have the best posture I've had in years. So, you know what they say, it's your own seed that makes you feel good. Also, a man that was featured on the Netflix series Dope was recently arrested for drug trafficking, and honestly, I do not think this man did anything wrong. That is definitely just a very strong case of method acting. If Christian Bale can be Dick Cheney and not get arrested, why does this man get arrested for drug trafficking? He's not harming anyone or anything, except for like the majority of the Midwest and poor communities, but he's just drug trafficking. I mean, when did drug trafficking ever hurt anyone? Also, in another news story, a little boy wandered into the woods, and he was gone for a few days. And when he got back, he said that he hung out with a bear. And I think this little shit needs to stop lying so much, because that is clearly just the plot of Brother Bear. He needs to start coming up with his own ideas, or else he will be seeing my lawyers soon. Little known fact, I was in fact a producer on Brother Bear, and that is why that movie was so bad. In additional news, Donald Trump Jr. thought that the N in SNL stood for and honestly, I can see why you would make that mistake. They do say and a lot in the English language, so it is a very reasonable thing to think that and is just in every single acronym or abbreviation everywhere. See, I thought Walmart stood for Wall and Mart, but it really was Walmart. They're one thing, there's not a wall and then a mart. They're just one big entity, and that's why I can never go back into the Athens Walmart. Also, in other news, local news, the frozen corpse of Duane Nellis was quietly carted away the other day after some record lows in temperature. I saw the whole thing. I thought it was just a new fancy ice sculpture to go into the president's mansion from our tuition money, but it actually was his frozen corpse. So it looks like we're going to have to be getting a new president. Let's hope this one is a little bit warmer, or maybe like a man made of fire. Maybe that would work better. I'm not sure if that would be a diversity hire, if people are made of different forms of matter, but you know. Also, a survey has shown that by this point in the semester, 80% of people have found the other person in their classes that they are destined to destroy. And, well, I know I have at this point in the semester. So if you're watching this, Jim, fuck you, I hate you, and I'm gonna kill you. I'm not joking. You're dead. Sleep with your eyes open, and I have at least 2 knives. One's my main one, the other one's backup. But I can use them both at once, because I got 2 hands. So keep them eyes open. Jim. In other news, Delphine Batista has returned to campus with a whole army of lesbian knights. They're planning on marching tomorrow, and I honestly welcome our new Delphine overlords. I think Athens would become a much more tolerant place if we just brought back A, swords, and B, a lot of lesbians. So, also in related to LGBT news, apparently the LGBT Center had bedbugs. It is unknown at this point if the bedbugs were members of the community, but I'm sure we'll find out eventually once we crack the code of how to speak to bedbugs. I hear the language is very difficult. They've got like a bunch of different symbols, and their alphabet's longer than ours, so it might take a little bit of doing, but I'm sure we can get the job done. Also, Post Malone recently got a tattoo on his forehead that says barbecue because he wanted to stand in solidarity with Ariana Grande's new tattoo of Korean barbecue. Honestly, at this point, Post Malone is quickly becoming just a human encyclopedia of tattoos. I'm not sure if he is mostly man at this point or mostly ink, like that Teen Titans movie from the 2000s where they fight Ink Man. Do you guys remember that? That was a good movie. I was really into that movie. Anyways, that is all that I have for you this evening. That's been the news. I'm your new host. Some of these stories were real, some of them were fake. Who knows? I'll never tell. I don't even know. I'm being held here against my will.
Isn't anybody gonna help that poor man?
Hush, Harriet. That's a sure way to get him killed.
Oh, help me, help me, help me. Somebody help me, help me, help me, help me. Shut up.
I just wanted to stare at the camera after I said that.
All right, and cut.